Hey everybody, hope you're having a good day. Tuesday, where we typically play Monster Hunter, I'm just going to shoot over Edric because kind of did a few things. I didn't stream music as friends for friend stuff, so deal with that for a while. But no, we're going back to this, so we're on Legacy. No, Legacy Turnabout. Turnabout Legacy. Damn it. So yeah, so we're in the middle of Gregory. So I thought, and then we'll go from there. Right, I still can't believe the IS incident was Gregory's last kiss. Sorry. Or that it has been 18 long years since. A murder at the Confederate contest and of one of the participants, no less. Artie Frost. They pulled his body out of a treasure chest that was a part of Samson Tangora's chocolate tableau. He's been hit in the head with a large rock salt lamp and subsequently bled to death. We found the lamp hidden inside the candy castle Letia Scone had made for the contest. Then, before anyone had the chance to investigate Mr. Frost's own room, all of his icy creations have melted clean away. 18 years ago. September 24th, 9:05 p.m. Contest venue, Fountain Room. All of Mr. Frost's work destroyed. Mr. Von Calmer wasn't very happy. He told us to get out, and in no uncertain terms. So what do we do now, Mr. E? I can't believe he just kicked up. He just up and kicked us out. Von Calmer's a total jerk. Now, Eddie. It is always the job of the police and the prosecutor's office to investigate the scene. Yeah, but he didn't have to talk to us like that. He encouraged to work cops or attorneys. We should all be working together to find the truth. You have to assume that everybody's aims are the same as your own. You may wish to expose the truth, but others might prefer to accept things at face value. Which way of thinking is right will depend on the person. What if somebody ends up behind bars? But don't imagine covering the truth. It can happen. We're all human. Police and prosecutors included. This is why defense attorneys assist. Our job is to help people in such situations. Be friends to the friendless. Friends to the friendless? Now, we may not be able to investigate the Winter Wing as hoped, but that doesn't mean we give up. You're right, Mr. E. I'm sorry. I should have thought more before I opened my big mouth. You're young, eh? You'll learn soon enough. I will, I promise! Mr. Ashworth, Mr. Fender, it looks like you could use a little pick-me-up. I'm afraid that's all I have. But please, by all means. Whoa, you're the best, Miss Bang! Chocolate. Tangora's favorites. Handmade by Bang, rather misshapen and incredibly sweet. Thank you. Those sugar boosts might actually help. Although these are a little too sweet for my liking. And a little uniquely shaped. Oh! Is this your badge number here on the back? I forgot about doing this. That's right. The number itself doesn't mean much, of course. Well, if it doesn't really matter, then I won't mind to be a string of repeating digits. I actually pay to say that. The badge is in the shape of a sunflower, right, Mr. E? Does it have some kind of special meaning, or... It does. Sunflowers follow the sun, correct? In other words, they always face the light. Just as we attorneys do, we should always aim to be on the side of liberty and justice. Wow, then I'm going to work hard for to be just like a sunflower when I'm an attorney. I have no doubt that you will. You remember doing this. I suppose we have to do this for this. Alright. So the lamp both have these hexagon stands in the bottom, right? Yes, I imagine the indentation in the pillars were made to accommodate them. And boy, do they fit like a glove. This lamp isn't working. No, unfortunately, it appears to be broken. It would be nice to see it all lit up just once. Miss Scone says it's good for relaxation, right? I could use some of that. Perhaps I'll get one for the ox. Now, a roll of cloth of navy blue. It's a very calming hue. I like it. Yeah! That was real deep and all, Mr. E. Let's get to the main event already and light it up. Alright. I was trying to be deep or anything, though. I'm sorry if they're not to your taste. No way, they're great! They're so sweet! You're very kind. Imagine me, of all people, a mediocre competitor. What? You mean you made this yourself? Yes, Samson loves chocolate, so I had to learn. Even the supply of his favorite treat is just one of my many duties. Although, well, he does spend most of the time coaching me on how to improve my technique. Mr. Tangora sure is a lucky guy. Getting to eat homemade sweets made by the one and only Judy Bear, whenever he wants to, it's amazing. I'm sorry, did you say something? No, nothing at all. Dear sweet Eddie, you really still do have a lot to learn. It seems you're quite committed to your work, to the work you do for Mr. Tangora, Miss Bound. Of course! What right would I have to stay here otherwise? What do you mean by that? I was abandoned as a baby, and Mr. Tangora took me in. That's right, one snowy Christmas Eve, many years ago, he found me on the steps of this very mansion. He saved my life, and became the father I never had. I can never repay him. So my work for him is the least I can do, and I'll be here for him for as long as he needs me. That's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. Must be getting old. I'm welling up a little myself. And to think today is Christmas Eve, and I can't even give him his present in person. I'll do anything to save him, anything! Please, if there's something I can do to help, just say it. We're very grateful, Miss Bound. Perhaps you could help us by answering a question. Do you know the victim? Not very well, I'm afraid. Oh, but if you want to see some of his work, I have a picture of the sculptures he made for the final. My. They're stunning. Aren't they? I think they're masterpieces. Who would have thought you could mix such an intricate statue made of ice? I made such intricate statues made out of favorite ice. Samson adored them too. Oh hey! That's Taurus and Gemini, right? I didn't know you were keen on constellations of the zodiac, Eddie. Oh, I love it. The stories the stars can tell. Take Jenny for example. See the lyre? That's what the harp is called. And the arrow is... And the... Hold up. The lyre doesn't have any strings. Huh? Did Mr. Frost forget to add them, maybe? That doesn't sound like something he'd forget to do. Wait, really? I thought you just said you didn't know him very well. Oh, well, he didn't seem like the type. Seems like she's got something to hide, too. You took this photograph yourself, Miss Brown? Yes, I used this instant camera here. The balanced pictures, as soon as you take them, it's useful. Ooh, I'd love to see it in action. Then why don't I take your picture? Yes, come on, Mr. E. Let's get a shot of the both of us. Well, alright then. It would be a shame to waste a good hair day. Ready? Say cheese. There, all done. And the picture's yours to keep, Mr. Fender. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Such a cool camera. Well, it's the only one we got. So we use it for all our pictures taking needs. It's very convenient, but the lack of negatives is something of a shame. But there aren't any negatives for us to reference, huh? I assume Mr. Tango used the same camera during the contest? Yes, she assumed correctly. He used it for some work-in-progress pictures of a seascape. And later, to take some photos of the other contestants' work. Didn't you take the picture of the body when you discovered it? And didn't you discover the body when the judging was still underway? Oh yes, Samson wanted pictures of all the entries, completed rooms. The film ran just as he finished photographing Mr. Gusto's work. He asked me to go put it in a new cartridge. He seemed to think that there should be some more there should have been more shots left than there were. In other words, the film ran sooner than expected. Yes, the number of shots he took didn't line up with the number of shots remaining. But he thought maybe he just lost track somewhere along the way. But had he really though? I went to our living area to see the film and was passing through the fountain room on my back. And I heard the sound of something break and collapsing in Samson's room. Samson? Are you in there? Ah! Mr. Frostwelly was just lying there. I was in total shock. It was all too much. But anyway, I called the police, and then I went to tell everybody else. I don't know. It's been with me ever since. Let's see. I'd be grateful if you could lend us the camera and this picture, Miss Bell. Of course, here you go. Thank you. Alright. Detective Bot! Miss Scone, are you done investigating? They're done with me, so that's for certain. The big me told me to clear off. Honestly, that mannequins would be the end of me. The cheek of him. As he got tired of people clearing up his crime scene. Did he run you off too, Detective Bad? Yeah, Von Carver seems to think I'm a nuisance. Can't do things his way with me around. Alright. Why would Mr. Von Carver go so far as to exclude his own lead detective? Still got a pretty good look at the scene. As for Gusto, he's joining a nice little chat right now in Frost's room. But the fact that Miss Button said she saw him going in there during the contest. Mr. Gusto went into Mr. Frost's room. That's right. I have to say, he looked very much like he didn't want to be seen. I don't know what he could have been up to. Well, he's candidate number 1 at the moment. That's the guy who melted Frost's work. Is that really why Mr. Gusto went into Mr. Frost's room? Got a folder room right here. Need it? It's all yours. Wait, what? Why would you give it to us? Dude, I gotta spell life for you, kid. I'm offering to help you guys. I want the truth about this case to come out. Detective? Really, Detective Bot? Mr. Von Karma won't be happy with this. Yeah, well, I'm not Von Karma's stooge. He's gonna stole my investigation, and I'm not gonna play by the book either. Can't let some pesky rules keep me from finding the truth. Now, can I, Mr. Edgeworth? Indeed. Thank you, Detective Bad. Wow, I can't believe you won him over yesterday. Well, I haven't the focus. Here's what you're all going all about. But here's to your friends, eh? It's definitely nice to have the good detective on our side, that's for sure. Alright, let's take a look at that photograph. Here. This is what Mr. Frost. This is what Frost's room looks like right now. Yikes! There's nothing left of his flavored ice sculptures but puddles. The floor appears to be completely covered in a pale blue liquid. I should compare this photo with the one I just borrowed from Miss Baum. I assume that the unplugged power cord has to do something with all this. I'm gonna sit to be on the safe side. Never know. Yeah, once that was out of the socket, the display case lost power, and up the temperature went. It looks like they were all connected to the same power strip. You have any idea when it was unplugged? Nope. Still working on that. Those sculptures were beautiful. What a waste. It's like down again. I should have taken a few more bites out of them while I had the chance. Do they taste good? Did they ever? I've never tried ice so scrumptious in all my life. Really? Man, I wish I could have had a bag. Well, scrumptious is set for the salty bit, of course. That was unbearable. Salty bit? In the other photo you got there, that bit, the heartbeat thing. Gemini's lair? Wait, that's why it had no strings? Because you ate them? I didn't eat that much, you cheeky little devil. I told you, it was all horrible and salty. It's interesting that only one particular part of this one particular sculpture tasted different from the rest. And could somebody other than Miss Scone really be responsible for eating the rest of the strings? Did you notice anything else, Miss Scone? Come to think of it, I did. There was a fine little mark on Chillywink's work. It was 2 little letters. Let me see if I can draw for you. There we go. Yes, it looked like just like that. It looked just like that. It's almost like a signature or something. Wait. I just knew Mr. Frost would have made that harp without strings. He's not the type to skip an important detail like that. Hope you don't mind me asking, Miss Bound. Are you certain you didn't know Mr. Frost particularly well? What? No, I barely knew him, I swear. Is that so? You certainly seem to have some strong opinions about his attitude towards his work. No, I just, the sculptures were so carefully made. I didn't think he has something so important. I'm sorry, but I don't believe you. You have a more personal connection to his work than that. What makes you say that? I have an item of evidence that appears to have been one of Mr. Frost's possessions. And it shares a key feature with another piece of evidence. Well, I don't know what you're talking about if you don't share. It's one of these pieces of evidence of yours. 2 items point to Mr. Frost. This is the first.
Take that!
Now the second. Oh shoot. Let's try this. Oh. Let me try that again. What's this old? Oh, wow. What if I hit this? Does this bring us back to the presenting part? No, that's not. Alright. Oh, because before I... Keep it here. Ah, okay, so we moved into that part. Butter!
Take that! Take that!
It was the teapot and the... Miss Scone found 2 letters carved in the Mr. Frost's ice sculptures. I think they were signatures of sort. Also forgot to change this back. After all, it's not unusual for an artist to initial the work. I guess not. That's right, dearie. It's just like you said. Chillywing statues had the letters PM carved into them. Clean as day. PM? Shouldn't it be AF? I think so, but take a look at this. It's the seal we found at the crime scene. It seems also to assume that it fell from Mr. Frost's pocket. And when pressed into the surface of an iron, it would leave behind the letters PM. The same pottery marks we see imprinted on the bottom of the items in the tea set. The same pottery marks? We've already established that the tea set is the work of the sculptor Paul Haiku. Not, we can assume that these same letters would mark any item out of a piece of his work. A fact of which you are well aware, correct, Miss Bound? Well, yes, I knew that he always marked his work with his initials like that. He never reveals his true identity in public, so it's the only way to know his works are truly his. I mean, Paul Haiku is... That's right, detective. Artie Frost had another identity. He was no ordinary Confederate, at least, as far as Miss Bound was concerned. You see, Mr. Frost was, in fact... Mr. Frost was, in fact... none other than the famed sculptor Paul Haiku. What? Mr. Frost and Paul Haiku were the same person? But it's not like the marked hard to copy, though. Anyone who's seen it could fake being him with it. That's the proof that Frost was who you say he was. It was proven on first bound, which what matters is that she believed it. His true identity will have to be investigated by the good people of the pit. Alright. I'll have the boys look into it. Should have known I couldn't hide it from you, Mr. Edgeworth. Jimin, you were aware who Mr. Frost really was? I was. When I discovered the spy, I saw the seal you found. Don't ask me how. I knew straight away that he was my dear Paul Haiku. Imagine his entry in the Confederate contest were his final legacy. A great band like that. And be honest, did you enter Mr. Frost's room at any point? What? Why are you asking me that? Photograph of Mr. Frost's room. I'd like to know when it was taken. Oh, I must have gotten them mixed up with the one Samson took during the judging.
Objection!
I'm afraid I find that rather hard to believe. You said yourself that the camera ran out of film during the judging. And that you had changed the camera. Sorry, you've chopped of the camera since before Mr. Tangoria had the chance to visit Mr. Frost's room. That's how you were able to take that picture when you discovered Mr. Frost's body. I suppose so. This judge used you two pictures with the new film. One of Mr. Frost's body, and one of his room. I have a piece of evidence that says otherwise. You do? This piece of evidence contradicts the assumption that Miss Bound only took 2 pictures.
Take that!
The camera? I was thinking. You give the picture of the body to the police and the picture of Mr. Frost to me. Oh, and you give us that picture you took of me and Mr. Edgeworth too. Oh, 3 photographs in total, and yet the film cartridge in this camera only has 3 exposures remaining. Out of a total of 20. You took more pictures. I want to know what of. I need to see all the photos you took. Perhaps then you'll finally learn what you were really up to. I'm so sorry. I confess I've been lying to you. These are all shots of Frost's room. I'm so sorry. This is shoot pictures of us working from every possible angle. And when they were taken, the ice still hadn't melted yet. Wait, don't tell me. Was you? Was. At least, I'm pretty sure it was. You are? Why? You see, I'm confused with Mr. Helicrest's work, I assume. I was petrified they might be ruined. What with the investigation that was going on and everything. So I thought I should at least capture the sculptures on film for posterity. And how did that make them melt? I think perhaps I was so intent on getting the perfect photograph of that I might have tripped over the power cord without noticing. A mistake? Are you sure? I didn't notice at the time, but well, I could have been so careless as to cause the loss of his final masterpiece. That seems a little too convenient to me. I'm not sure I believe it. But I'm not in a position to refute it either. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cause any trouble. Please don't worry about it. The important thing is that you told us the truth. What he said? No hard feelings, Miss Wang. Thank you. Treasurer? Picture's yours. Hope it helps. Alright. Are you feeling news is still here? You don't know when to give up. Take your vote as long as you like. The answer is still the same. You are not part of this investigation. Whether you're part of it or not, you'll uncover the truth nonetheless. It seems you don't know when to shut up either. But I commend you in your stubbornness. Mr. Rakama, I'm afraid I'm the one responsible for Mr. Frost's work melting. What? What is the meaning of this? I'm so sorry, I'm you, Mr. Gusto. No concern of mine. I do nothing. And Mr. Proclamer agrees. Nothing at all, Mr. Gusto? You went into Mr. Foster's room, didn't you? Perhaps you could tell us why? Sure, I was. Silence! You are not to give the attorney even the tiniest bit shred of information. Judy Bone, you're coming with me. Oh. Be right back here. Just want to double check something. I am back. We're good to go. Okay, so I have a reason to believe that you are an accomplice of the accused, Samson Tangora. No, I will be interrogating you personally, so you had better get your story in order. Up, Zach. I understand. Wait, please, I'm not done questioning her myself. And you think I care because... Yeah. Bad, Gusto, and you, Scone, I have questions for all of you. And I expect answers are. Bye bye me. Oh, you can at least ask nicely, mannequins. Oh. He literally took everyone with him. Indeed. Well, I suppose that means there's little point in us hanging around either. Perhaps it's time we got going anyway. It is rather late. I hope the snow lets up. You're right. Home time. Guess my stomach's in agreement too. Alright, let's go grab a burger. Oh, my stomach starts grumbling too. Sounds good to me. Let's eat up and rest up. We'll need to be fit for tomorrow. Well, indeed. And our first port of call will be Mr. Tangora. Alright, let's move on. So we should be nigh Edgeworth? Oh no! We're in the ladder? December 25th, 10 a.m. Detention Center, Visitor's Room. We're still Gregory. Hey, it's Pine! Oh, Mr. Fender! Mr. Edwards, sorry. I'm so sorry about what happened yesterday. Looks rather tired. Sorry, yeah, she looks rather tired. I might be taking another break. As Mr. Never mind. Okay, has Mr. Von Hammer finished interrogating you? Yes. Though he really only seemed interested in how I melted those sculptures. And you're here to see Mr. Tangora too. Yes, I'm here to. Yes, I'm tired of worrying about him. Whoops. Detective Bat, what are you doing back there? Oh, just happened to be here. I'll be heading back to the scene soon. Not sure how anyone just happened to be at the detention center, but okay. Good morning. Mr. Nagaro, what happened to you? Oh no, Samson, what did they do to you? They didn't seem to want to let me sleep. I had no idea interrogation could be so involved. Sorry if I seem distressed. I figured it out. Tired. They're not letting you sleep? They're not. That's not police work. That's torture. What's going on here, Detective Bob? I'm the one doing the interviewing. It's the guy they put on the case before me. I like Von Carmen's methods about as much as you do. Which is why I'm doing what I can to help. It was Detective Bat who got me out of there. I'd still be in that interrogation room right now. If it weren't for him. Detective Bat really is trying to look out for Mr. Tangora in his own way, it seems. Alright, that's sure you're finding Mr. Tangora. You got me, Mr. E. You got me, Mr. E. My new plan is up the right. Mr. Tangora, we found quite a bit, if you'd like to hear. Foresight, thank you. Whatever, Mr. Tangora, you seem kind of spaced out. And by now, just, I think my blood sugar might be running a little low. Samson, do you have anything that might give him a little extra energy boost? Is that chocolate for me? Oh, those are the chocolate I wish I could just give them to you, Mr. Tangora. The rules here don't exactly allow me to do so. Oh, that's a shame. But rules are rules, I suppose. There must be some way we can hand them to him. It doesn't bad as note into me. And you will look in his direction. Let me take a look at them. They seem legit. I might consider passing them on to the suspect. Thank you, Detective Battle. My hero. I'm touched. Thank you, Detective. Yeah, whatever. Just sit tight. Here. You don't know how much this means to me. Yeah, keep it down, will ya? Both our sakes. Of course, Detective. I wouldn't wish to put your livelihood at risk. Now, to sample these treats. Detective, I apologize for putting you in a tight spot. I didn't do it for you. It was my call. Guess you're not such a bad guy after all. Oh, the sweetness. I feel like a man reborn. Were they your handiwork, Judy? Yes, how were they? Feel them melt. Soft and smooth. Chocolate. Now comfort and smooth. Ear to ear. Head to toe. Smile and savor. The taste as it flows. Delicious. They're not exactly beautiful, but they're sweet and oh so flavorful. Thank you, Judy. I'm so glad you like them. I'm glad you're back to your old self. My apologies, friends. What they serve here is just so flavorless. Numb in a lack of sleep, I was about ready to collapse from sheer despair. Wow, is the food here really all that bad? Just the usual. French fries, ham, sandwiches, stuff like that. Yes, and yet I couldn't taste a thing. Anyway, I'm heading back to the scene. Before you go, Detective, you have any new information to share? Oh yeah. You're right about the victim's identity. Ross worked as a sculptor in France, where he was known as Paul Halku. Pete Frost was Paul Halku? I never would have imagined. Or Mr. Halku. So the French sculpture wasn't a Frenchman at all, after all, huh? That all would certainly explain why Mr. Halku was such a recluse and refused to show his face in public. He was busy working on his greatest masterpiece, apparently, but to study statues. Guess he'll never finish it now. He'll never finish his greatest masterpiece? Nah. Seems he was making statues for each season. But he never got around to the Winter Constellation. The Winter Constellation? You mean Mars and Gemini? So 2 made of ice would have completed the set. Yeah, now nothing but puddles. What a bummer. I'm so sorry. Oh no, Miss Brown, I wasn't blaming you. One last thing. Seems he had himself a bit of a spending habit when it came to his work. Every statue cost him millions to make. Which means he was always strapped for cash. We're trying to see if there's any kind of someone called in a debt. Guess not even famous artists are safe from money problems. Do you have any idea why he entered the Confederate contest? None. Guy didn't even tell his family. Let's see. Alright. We gotta get going. I'll go fetch another guard. I can't be hanging around here any longer. Understood, Detective. We'll see you again shortly. He's a good man. He certainly is. An uncompromising one. Someone who can be trusted to stand up for what he believes in. And the sort of pants of anybody knew he means. Now, were you going to tell me about what you learned yesterday? Of course. Let me give you a full report. Yeah. Oh, let me apologize on Judy's behalf. I'm so sorry. It's fine, Mr. Sanctigor. As I told you yesterday, the important thing is that we learn the truth in the end. Now, do you mind if I ask you a question or two? By all means, I'll go share all I can. Now we have it. What can you tell me about the contestants who took part in the final round of the contest? Let's see, there was Miss Scone. I love her design concept. Her entry was in violation of the rules, so I had to I had to disqualify her. Those concentrations were the perfect balance of flavor and design, at least up for the semi-finals. But disappointingly, his entry for the finals was subpar on both counts. And there was actually something a little unusual about his entry for the semi-finals as well. Which was, it tastes identical to Mr. Frost's. They may have looked different, but I could have sworn I was eating the same thing. Huh? And what exactly does this work look like? Oh, there should be a photograph back of my mansion. I'll show it to you later, Mr. Edgeworth. Much appreciated, Miss Powell. Mr. Frost's entry for the finals. That was truly sublime. You were able to finish judging it? Even though his body had been discovered in the meantime? Yes, I wasn't aware of what happened until after I completed my assessment. Mr. Frost was in his room when I visited, so I took the liberty of sampling the bit. Part of the leer, I believe. I never tasted anything like that! It was like a dream! It was so moved that I burst into song! I'm sorry? Surprising that the leer tasted good? I can hear more about that if you don't mind. You're quite sure it was the leer you tasted when you sampled Mr. Frost's work? I'm certain of it. It was part of the Gemini sculpture, which was the only sculpture in that display case. Mr. Tangoria, would you mind taking a look at this photograph for me? So the partridge charm is the layer. The one shown here without strings. Oh, there were strings originally. That was the part I had. So the strings were missing because Mr. Tangoria ate them all, and he enjoyed them. Miss Scone told us she ate a part of the layer as well. But she said it was far too salty for her to finish. And it's true. The truth is, I suspected for a while that there might have been something wrong with my sense of taste. Something wrong? I saw this stackling. There was a taste disorder characterized by an inability to detect salty flavors. I suspect I've been suffering from it. I've eaten so many sweet foods on a daily basis that it took a while for me to even notice. But there's no denying that. How about explaining why the food here seems so bland to him? What? But your taste buds are your livelihood! Even if there were long-term treatment options, I highly doubt a total cure for your condition exists. Nevertheless, you should put in a request to the police for a proper evaluation. Oh, that won't be necessary. I have a recipe for a cure back at my mansion. You? I do. You can take a look at it for yourself if you like. Thompson, you can't share that recipe to just anybody. Judy, Mr. Edgeworth is hardly just anybody. He's my attorney. I have no secrets from him. Yes, you're right. Of course. If that is what you wish. What on earth is this secret recipe for a miracle cure they've been hiding? Well, I suppose I should be getting back. Alright, I'll be right behind you. Judy? Yes, Samson? There's more to life than just me. Please, Judy, think about the life you want to live. Because I won't always be around. Don't say that. But I don't have a life to live. So I'll be waiting right there in the mansion until you come home. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait, Miss Byrne! Judy. Well, she seemed really upset. I thought I saw tears in her eyes. Why'd you even say all that to her? Because I worry about her. You can't keep putting my needs ahead of her own. What do you mean? The Helgu collection? The candy making? They're all because she thinks these things will make me happy. She never thinks about what she wants, what she likes. I just want her to be her own person, and she's her own destiny. The last thing I want is for her to miss out on all that life has to offer because of me. I guess that makes sense. We just see her as his own child. What parent wouldn't want their child to walk their own path? No pardon. We do everything they could to protect them. You know exactly how he feels in this moment. I think I've asked of you everything I can for now, Mr. Tangora. We should get back to the scene of the crime. Oh, you're leaving? Let's see. I suppose I'll be going back to the interrogation room for another session. Ah, yes. We'll have to do something about that. You'll speak with the police for me? That too, but I'll be putting something else in place as well. An ace up our sleeve for when the time comes. I look forward to learning more. I'm trading on you, Mr. Edgeworth. We'll be back to brief you, Mr. Tangora, every day. And Judy too. Thank you, Eddie. I look forward to it. Mr. Tangora, your interrogator will do everything in his power to extract a confession from you. I hate to see an innocent man suffer like this. Please, you'll have to do everything you can to hold out. If you can't, Mr. Frank Harmer will use that confession against you for as long as this case lasts. And it will make it that much harder for me to save you. I understand. And I'll try. I won't up until you're out of there, Mr. Tangora. You have my word on that. September 25th, 11:03 a.m. Casamfeni Fountain Room. Is that bad? Thank you again for what you did earlier. Yeah, thanks a ton. What are you talking about? There's no need to be shy, man. Never mind that. I'm guessing you're back here, looking to investigate some more. You are indeed. We need to solve if we are going to save Mr. Tangora. Well, I hate to break it to you, but apart from this room, the whole place is on lockdown. What? But we need to see the rooms. Yeah, we need to see the other room. This is Mr. Frank Harmer's doing, I presume? Who else? Haven't seen the autopsy report either. Guys probably got how not too. I don't expect to speak to anybody except us cops and Mr. Spoon. Everybody else was gone, and I doubt Mr. Frank Harmer will be in their phone numbers. Is this all just a game to him? Why does he have to go so far? What's your plan of action, detective? Came into the horror. Do what I can to help you uncover the truth. Like I promised. Have my gratitude. Did you win, Mr. McCall? We're gonna beat you in your bag of dirty tricks. Detective, maybe conduct a brief investigation of the area? Sure. Like I said, everyone else is off bounds. You probably won't be seeing those rooms again. That's fine. As long as there's at least some way to continue our investigation, we'll make do. Thank goodness I investigated that step ladder. There's a drum set here decorated to look like as if it were made out of cake. They must play it on Bake and Bop. Detective? What these drums? Be alright, checked. There's nothing inside any of them. No sign of anything having been put inside or taken out either. They're not related to the kiss. You're already done your homework, I see. I may like lollipops a little too much. But I'm no sucker. I was not what I wanted to investigate. There's the piano. Seems these instruments are used on Mr. Tangora and Miss Balance TV show, Bake and Bop. There's some of the few things there's some of the few things in here that aren't made of candy. Is it just me, or does the detective seem a little disappointed? Santa Claus statue. Is this made of candy too? That door leads to Tangora's room. So yeah. Choopy made that thing too. Speaking of Santa, that reminds me. I still need to find a present for Miles. I wanted an attorney's badge. I wonder if Mr. Tangora will make one out of candy for me if I ask. This is quite the trophy. Awarded to Tangora. First place, International Competitor Association Annual Spectacle. It's made of candy! I guess it wasn't meant to last forever. Makes sense. Prizes, fame, none of it lasts forever, right? I doubt it's anything that quite that deep. That's the door's kisser. I guess the candy reindeer is meant to show the way. Big antlers like that? Must be a bull. I think not. Male reindeers shed their antlers in winter. Therefore, this must be a female. Thanks, Mr. Trivia. Tch, attorneys. They don't teach you about reindeers in law school, detective. Where does this elevator go? Second floor. Angora and Found live up there. Seems like they live a pretty charmed life. Tea parties, candy making, that kind of thing. They even have a garden. Must be nice on a sunny day. Does sound nice. Perhaps they'll invite us when all this is over. You come, won't you, detective? Get ahead of yourself now. I'm not in the habit of peeling around with attorneys. These trophies all belong to Mr. Tangora. But they're all not for competing or contests. Some here to be for charity work. A testament to both his character and his professional achievements. What's this one here? In recognition of Becca Bob's long-standing achievement in making children's dreams come true. That's so sweet. It's got me wanting to watch it. Scone's room is through there. It's marked by a snowman. A candy snowman, by the looks of it. Oh yeah, huh? Well, I'll be. He's really sizing it up. He isn't thinking of making that into his next lollipop. Is he? It's a Christmas tree made from candy. These candy statues have everyone on edge. If fans get in here, that's our scene ruined. Yes, would be pretty disastrous, I suppose. The statue in the fountain depicts chirrups enjoying some chocolate fondue. Chirrups. Oh, Hello Kitty's work apparently. Gotta hand it to him. It looks so real. Detective, you saying you have personally seen chirrups before? Attorneys, always poking holes in people's words. What? Do something wrong? Excuse me, may I ask what you're investigating? Sir, I'm analyzing the water fountain to see what might be in it, sir. And what did you find? Chocolate on what looked like the kind of flavoring and coloring used in fruits and such, sir. The composition of the chocolate seems as that of Mr. Tangora's work. And the flavoring and coloring matches the profile of those used in Mr. Frost's ice sculptures. Just a little river flows from all 4 artist rooms right here in this fountain. Yes, that's how this stuff from the mounted sculptures wind up in here. And that's not all, sir. We also find blood. What? Why is there blood in the water? Think back to our investigation of the murder scene, detective. Take a look at the scene. Alright, this pool of blood should be here. It's clear it's missing. Right, don't remember anybody mentioning they removed the blood along with the body. Why? This blood was mysteriously absent. Hence was the part of the chocolate chest that had pulled on. I believe that the blood probably belongs to.
Take that.
victim, huh? I'll have the guy compare the blood on the burner weapon. It's a match. Blood in the fountain is frost. Why would someone want to send the victim's blood downstream into the fountain like this? There's a leer here, and some macro designs of some that look like ice cream cones. They're so well made that it's hard to tell what's candy and what's not just by looking. Reach out and touch them, but then not be disturbing the crime scene. Hands off! I already checked them out. They're real. Take them out how exactly? Did you manhandle file evidence, detective? You didn't touch him. Not in my hands, at least. Did he? Never mind. I don't want to picture it. It's bound. We're here to continue our investigation. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm sorry about earlier. She's still looking kind of down to the dumps, Mr. E. You must be greatly taken back by what Mr. Tagore had to say. I found the photograph of the 7 final entries for you. Here, it's all yours. Wow! Mr. Scone sure knows how to make a cute kick. Yes, Samson loved the design for that one. I love the design and flavor of Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost's entry, too. The only problem was, as Samson mentioned earlier, they taste exactly the same. However, their respective entries for the finals tasted nothing like it seems. Is there anything else to note that changed between the semifinals and the finals? Nothing major, but I guess there was one thing. Mr. Custom's always here with him throughout the contest. And he was nowhere to be seen during the finals. How did his son come and hang out at a contest venue of all places? You sure you're happy for us to keep hold of this? Of course, I hope it helps you with your investigation. Alright. Oh, I also have this book containing the recipe for the cure Samson mentioned. You've seen this book before. It boils in the chocolate-free M in Tangora's room. That's right. They put it on display there so that everyone could see the grand prize. What? The cure is in the ultimate cookbook? So it's not a book of the syrup recipes, I take it? Oh no, we told the contestants, of course. I guess nobody told you yet. So the contestants all knew what the ultimate cookbook was this whole time. I'd like to hear more about the cookbook, if you don't mind, Miss Bell. So if I understand correctly, the Ultimate Cookbook is actually a collection of recipes for different medicines. Exactly, or rather, totally new medications that haven't made it to the market yet, to be precise. For the right buyer, a pharmaceutical company, for example, it would be worth a fortune. But what? They make the grand prize is in a confetti. What's that? Why make that a prize in the grand confetti contest? This Akari is the sole heir of the Tangora family fortune. Perhaps you've heard of the Tangora group? The Tangora group? Yeah, I think I've heard of them somewhere before. It's a major pharmaceutical corporation. It sells all kinds of pills and poisons. Oh yeah! That new Cochlear Pro has been making some real waves since it went on sale. I almost reach for a cold killer when I'm feeling under the weather. Which is never as far as I've seen. I'd like to hear more about the Tagora group if you don't mind. So did Mr. Tagora not want to take over his parents and go into the family business? No, he preferred the idea of making people's lives better for the power of Confederate. As parents supported him in his quest to become the best in the world. Then when they passed away, he inherited the cookbook. But why would he make such a valuable heirloom a mere contest prize? He's been hunted by so many people looking to make that book their own. He was tired of it. But it would have been an insult to his parents' memory simply to give it away. So he decided to find somebody he felt was worthy of it. I bet the board of directors loved that. Handing over the fruits of all their expensive research to someone else. They hit the idea, of course, which is why Diante entered the contest. The Tangora group wanted her to win the book back for them. So you knew she was a pharmacist all along? Yes, not only that. I told her how he appeared to Samson's tests. I tried to help her win. Why? I wanted to protect Samson by protecting the Tangora group. If that cookbook fell into another company's hands, the board would never forgive him. So I wanted to find a way to keep it within the company, with the company, but in a way that Samson couldn't object to. And that's how Miss Scone managed to make it so far in a contest she had no business taking part in. But Miss Scone wasn't the only one pretending, was she? Mr. Frost wasn't really a competitor either. And he still made it all the finals, just like she did. Not bad. It's unbelievable, isn't it? There's a talented sculpture and a gifted crafter of the search too. It did indeed. Judging by the standards of his work in the finals. But how did one man produce pieces of that size and quality in such a short period of time? I'm not sure if I have much more to tell you. But if there's anything else I can help you with, I'd be happy to, of course. She's certainly very keen to ensure that she does all she can with Mr. Tangora. I could certainly use a cup of tea you made us yesterday if you wouldn't mind. I think that might help move the investigation along nicely. We'll have some too. Your tea is to die for, Miss Bone. Well, how can I possibly refuse? I'll bring it right in. Yo, I think I cheered her up a little. Oh, okay, we're done. Learn a little more about the contest participants. But there's still one question about Mr. Gusto for which we never can answer. If I know, Mr. Gusto, you went into Mr. Frost's room, didn't you? Perhaps you could tell us why. Sure, I was. Silence! You're not to give the attorney even the tiniest shred of information. What was he doing in Mr. Frost's room? And as well, I also have questions about the work he submitted for the semi-finals time. A confederate who admitted to lacking the sense sign, and a sculpture with all of it in space. Mr. Gusto could not hope to win such a high-level contest by himself. Which is why I'm beginning to wonder if there was some sort of connection between him and Mr. Frost. Detective? I need to ask Mr. Gusto a few more questions. His story still doesn't quite add up for me. Me neither. You need to figure out how to get in touch with him. Oh, do you not? Good luck with that, because I have no intention of allowing it. Mr. Von Karma. I'm already in the midst of my own investigation in the Gusto. So there is no need for the likes of you to pester him with the same questions again. I will, however, be happy to answer any questions you might have. It seems dead set of our friend to talking to Mr. Gusto in this case. Fine, then allow me to take you up in your offer. Very well. What is it? I'd like you to tell me about the connection between Mr. Gusto and Mr. Frost. Gusto and Frost connection. The connection between Gusto and Frost? It was simply a matter of coincidence. They both happened to be taking part in the same contest. And that's all? That's all I have to say to you. What? But that doesn't help us at all. You have to confront him with evidence if you want to draw the truth out of him. And it's imperative that we do. He's clearly hiding something. Alright.
Hold it.
Yes. There must have been a connection of some kind. And if you would cease your baseless interruptions, I'd be happy to tell you what it is. If this were a courtroom, I would have you removed from contempt. But isn't that solely a judge's purview? Yeah, a Judge von Karma would probably have dancing to his tune. What? Even judges are scared of him? It won't be an easy trial, that's for sure. Please, Mr. Farmer, continue. Mr. von Karma, continue.
Hold it.
Granted, it may have simply been a coincidence that they both entered the same competition. That doesn't rule out a connection of some sort. Sorry, there's some other kind between the two of them. Sorry, doesn't rule out a connection of some other kind between the two. I do hate to repeat myself, but if you don't have any permanent evidence, then kindly keep your mouth shut. Guess I'll just do as he says for now. At least until I find the evidence that proves Mr. Gussu and Mr. Frost's connection. Still, the looks in your eyes speak volumes. Well, go on then. What are you trying to say? You're gonna be fine, will you? Hey, keep it right. Shut up. Or not. It seems Mr. von Karma is keen to keeping us away from the truth. Which means the truth must be inconvenient to him somehow, right? Mr. Gussu and Mr. Frost had something in common. I just need to present the thing they share to Mr. von Karma.
Objection.
I wonder if you could take a look at these two, at the two confessions in the foreground for Mr. von Karma. They made for the contestants they were made for the contest semifinals. Both are quite exquisitely crafted. Wouldn't you agree? Get to the point. As the nameplate suggests, these were Mr. Gussu and Mr. Frost's entry. Mr. Gussu told us that Confederators' designs was far from his strong suit. Yet, his work in the picture is just as good as Mr. Frost. Exactly as good, in fact. We learned from another witness that the two entries also tasted exactly the same.
Objection.
What are you suggesting? I suggest that they were helping one another out. Let's take a close look, shall we? On first glance, the two may appear to be superficially different. It soon becomes apparent that that there are significant similarities in how they were put together. They're made of the same ingredients, taste the same, and share a similar design aesthetically. This picture is proof positive that the two were working together. You figured that much out. I suppose there's little point in denying it. So Fukawa knew all along that they were cooperating? But I warn you, none of what you're about to hear will be to your advantage. Gussu and Frost's real connection. Let me confirm what you seem so desperate to prove. Gussu and Frost were indeed working together. Gussu sorry. Gussu spelled out the details of his relationship to Frost during his questioning last night. It seems they were helping one another right up until the day before the finals. So, you knew that the two were cooperating? Mr. von Karma, why are you trying to bury the truth?
Objection.
Please, enough of the petty slander. I merely wanted to avoid poking your... Sorry. I merely wanted to avoid you poking your nose around before I could provide proper context in court. It simply slipped my mind to explain that to you. This will explain why he's being so slippery with the facts, though. I need to figure out what it is he's hiding. I can't let things end like this.
Hold it!
So, did you know that the two were... So did you know that there was a connection between the two? Were you trying to hide it? Why were you trying to hide it? I don't just hand out information like candy. And certainly not to the defense. Not like that lollipop nursing fool of a detective over there. Do things your way, and I'll do them mine. And you wonder why I refuse to share information with a traitor like you.
Hold it!
Last night, after Mr. Frost's work melted, correct? Yes, I interviewed Gusto personally. Yeesh, I don't want Mr. Frankara? That must have been terrifying. I imagine Mr. Gusto probably meditated his way through the difficult part. Or mediated. Oh, meditate, yeah. He most certainly did not. Every time he closed his eyes, I brought him back with an almighty snap! No one dares to plead the fifth of me. Did that even work on him? And not as high, I was able to perfectly learn every last detail of Gusto and Frost's relationship.
Hold it!
Why were they cooperating? Gusto's sense of the sign is subpar, and Frost was an amateur competitor at best. Neither of them stood a chance of making it through the contest alone. So what was their endgame? Why cooperate only until the day before the finals? Gusto claimed to have ended the scheme. Allegedly, he wanted to win the final on his own merits. His one and only goal really was to be crowned the world's best competitor. And his pride would not allow him to do so with the help of another. Teenagers can only ever be allowed... Sorry, teenagers can only ever win hollow victories, I guess. I was under the impression that the collaboration had only lasted through the semifinals. I'm starting to think it might have lasted up to the finals itself. Mr. Frankara, I'd like to ask you some more about how long they worked together for, if you don't mind. You must. Gusto said... Alright.
Hold it!
Thing. Before you ask, I'm not objecting to your characterization of Mr. Gusto's design sense. Yeah, he made it himself, he wasn't all that great. Meh. Oh, Gusto's sense of design is subpar, and Frost is an amateur competitor at best. He made what he alleged to be a likeness of me. Just thinking of the abomination he came out with turns my stomach. Yeah, I kinda like the guy's work. Artistically rich amateur and an artistically impoverished professional. In a way, it was inevitable that they would wind up working together.
Hold it!
Do you believe that they were cooperating until the day before the finals? And then just simply stop? That seems a little strange to me, wouldn't you agree? I have told you the truth. Whatever you find is strange or not, it's none of my concern. He was concerned enough to try to hide it from me only a few minutes ago, though. Which means there must have been a reason for that. Based on Mr. Tagara's assessments, it sounded as if Mr. Frost's entry was the final... Sorry, for the final was the clear winner. Which means he must have still been working with Mr. Gusto, right? That's precisely what I was thinking. Must have some evidence that proves they were cooperating right up to the finals. Alright. Let's try this one.
Objection!
Okay. Anthony Jason, whoever we get there. They weren't working together during the finals? I find that a little hard to believe. Miss Scone is on record as having described Mr. Frost's creation as scrumptious. While he was certainly skilled, I doubt even he could have become a world-class competitor overnight. I see what you did there. It seems far more likely to me that he and Mr. Gusto were still cooperating during the finals. Yeah, sure, that is too far. Wasn't paying attention every time. How many times must I explain this to you? Assertion requires proof, and one person's entirely subjective statement is not proof of anything. Besides, even amateurs can occasionally make delicious food. Perhaps Bosch was simply lucky. My wife, for example, is an amateur whose cooking puts first-class chefs to shame. How is that not an entire subjective statement? More, you are ignoring another crucial part of the pharmacist's testimony. Namely, that she also described some of Frost's work as having been unbearably salty. In other words, your evidence actually shows that Frost failed to produce the perfect confederate. No more objections, I take it? Must be some way I can prove that Gusto and Frost were still collaborating. Mr. E? There's something that's been on my mind. Yes? What is it, Eddie? Mr. Frost's entry for the finals. Wouldn't it have taken a while to make? I would imagine so. Making flavored water, freezing it, and then carving two-hole sculptures? Would he really have done all that and help Mr. Gusto with his work? If it was me, I have barely gotten as far as setting the flavored water up to freeze parts. I just can't see how Mr. Frost could have pulled it off. Perhaps there's some luck instinct in you after all, Eddie. You're pondering certain points to another possibility. Eddie's right. Mr. Frost would have needed to freeze his oak in a large block of flavored ice to create his art. And there wouldn't have been time to do that during the contest itself. Oh. Okay. So, what must Mr. Frost have done in order to finish his flavored ice entry in the time limit? Nope. Make it the day before. He must have made the flavored ice the day before. Then all he would have had to do was sculpture it. What are you muttering about, Nine? Oh, I'm sorry. I just realized something. That's all. I realized that you're correct. What? Mr. E? I hope you know what you're doing. Oh, accepting defeat at last, are we? The only thing I'm accepting is that perhaps one of the things you said is true. They were helping one another right up until the day before the final. Just as you said, the day before the final really did mark the end of their collaboration. Mr. Frost's entry was carved entirely from blocks of flavored ice. ice, which would have needed at least a day to freeze. And whose flavor would therefore have already been prepared by Mr. Gusto. Yes, which lines up perfectly with what Mr. Gusto told me, that he helped Frost and Tate till the day before the final. In that case, why didn't Mr. Frost recuperate the help Mr. Gusto in return? That's quite cool. I can't do the finger snaps as much now. Alright, I can hardly be expected to read the minds of the dead.
Objection!
Perhaps not, but I imagine Mr. Gusto would could tell us. So why don't you let us speak with him? Or do you still insist your interrogation was as thorough as you claim? Oh, how dare you call my methods into question? That's not my intention. I just don't understand why you obstruct a perfectly valid line of inquiry. Give me one good reason as to why you're keeping Mr. Gusto from me. One good reason, certainly. The how and why of Frost and Gusto's collaboration have absolutely no bearing on this case. Next, how do you feel about trying a 2-year challenge story seasons? Are you referring to next year? Because with the Kingdom Hearts project finishing up, being wrapped up? For like the Saturday stuff again? Because I think I can know it says like Saturday is like long stream, project, like stream project. Oh, okay. I'll have to look at. I'll need to look at seasons first before making a decision. Because can you remember, I've got Mega Man. I'm thinking Mega Man. I'm thinking Xenoblade. Could be funny. I could do Minecraft, but that's a complete shot in the dark, maybe. Right.
Objection.
I'll say. I need to see what the game's like and all first before I make a decision. How could you possibly say that with any certainty? If the relationship had broken down for some reason, let me look at stories season Fencer Mineral Town. Alright, the relationship had broken down for some reason. That could very well have been the motive behind that murder. Oh, it was really old. True indeed. Then why did Gusto himself tell me all about it? I have a bad feeling about this. I think we're walking into a trap set by Foreign Karma. Why did the man you seem so keen on accusing share the details of his collaboration with the prosecution? Please tell me you have some proof to back up your preposterous suspicions this time. Mr. Gusto only acted suspiciously one time that we know of. I imagine Mr. Verkammer is aware of exactly what that suspicious action was. Which means this is probably a trap. Well, cat got your tongue. Even if this is a trap, can't back down now. Mr. Gusto snuck into Mr. Foster's room, and we still don't know why. That fact alone is reason enough to suspect him. If that's your only concern, then allow me to clear it up for you. I'm also thinking about what to do next month. Because next month, I'm actually planning to take a break from this if we're still doing it. Round near, say, the second week of December, to plan a Sonic playthrough. And I'm bouncing between Adventure 2 and Generations. Hint, hint. And something is coming out next month that's Sonic themed. That's regarding Sonic. Knew it. It was a trap. I was saving this for the trial, but consider it a taste of things to come. Plus, I hate for the proceedings to drag on because of your needless interjection. Here, take a look at this. That's Gusto and Frost and their sons. Hey. Gusto snuck in the Frost room in order to retrieve this photograph. Why? It seems their sons attended the same elementary school. Gusto was concerned that the fact that Mr. Frost and his acquaintance might place him under undue suspicions. Concern that you have just proven was entirely well-founded. Yeah. I didn't think of it. Like, I really like Sonic Freeze. I'd like to spin off too. Me and your friends were talking about it where you're like, Sonic Freeze next month. You should probably watch it. Gusto's actions make perfect sense, and you have given me no reason to believe otherwise. He's never gonna let me talk to Mr. Gusto. Oh, if you're quite done obstructing my investigation, I have things to be getting on with. That smug, self-righteous jerk! I'll give him something to be getting on with. What do we do, Mr. E? Mr. Tangora is finished if he can't figure something out. Things to be getting on with. What exactly could those things be? He has the body, a murder weapon, and a suspect in custody. Prosecution means to pursue Mr. Tangora. Surely they have all they need. So why is Mr. Von Karma still investigating the scene of the crime? Something on your mind, Mr. E? We're missing something. Something important. Mr. Von Karma has everything he needs to proceed with the prosecution of Mr. Tangora. And yet, he still doesn't seem entirely confident of his case. Why refuse to share information with Detective Bad? Or else, I haven't seen the autopsy report yet either. Ash probably got a hand in that too. No autopsy report. We haven't had a line of logic for a while. In addition, we still haven't solved the mystery of what happened to the evidence that went missing. Look at the scene in front of us, Detective. A very conspicuous pool of blood that should be here is clearly missing. Right. Don't remember anybody mentioning they removed the blood along with the body. Evidence that turned up not in Mr. Tangora's room, but in a most unusual place. To match, the blood in the fountain is Frost's. There were no traces of Mr. Frost's blood left in Mr. Tangora's room. The mystery of the missing body. Maybe we found some in the fountain instead. Why? We'll see. Like I said, I want to see what it's like first. So we'll see. Let's try this though. Mr. Frost's blood was missing from this crime scene. Traces of it show up in the fountain. Why go to the trouble? Also, that probably would be on discount for a while, so we can always wait. Oh, until tomorrow, I'm right. That's it. I've finished reading it. Yeah, I'll say. I go to the trouble and remove the blood from the scene after the body had been discovered. And why only the blood? Oh, Harvest Moon. I have not played Harvest Moon. Sure, the body would have also been in the way. Wait, Some of them put the body aside to get the blood. To the blood. So the body might have been moved aside, removed from the scene of the crime entirely. Well, as far as we know, there's still no autopsy report. We've learned plenty about the murder weapon and the suspect. Very little about the body itself. Our assumption thus far has been that the body had been recovered by the forensic team. But what if that assumption is false? What if Mr. Ricaro wouldn't show the autopsy report out of something other than spite? What if we've been thinking about this the wrong way around all along? Question isn't why did Mr. Von Karma hold back information about the body? It's did Mr. Von Karma even have any information about the body in the first place? How do things look from that angle? Perhaps the body hadn't been removed by the police in order to carry out an autopsy. Perhaps it's already been removed and hidden away by the culprit before their arrival. Mr. E? We both heard the rumors about Mr. Von Karma's questionable methods. Fabricating witness statements, shitty deals, forged evidence even. Sure, everyone's heard of that stuff, but what's that got to do with us right now? We'd never judge a person on the basis of rumors alone. Even Mr. Von Karma. I try my best not to let my preconception colors or interaction with him. Nonetheless, it appears he may have indeed be willing to twist the truth to his own end. What's the truth? You mean he's been playing dirty? I fear he might have been, and still is. I'm not about to let him get away with it. We returning to the prosecutor's office. Don't breathe a word about anything to the infernal attorney. Yes, sir.
Hold it!
Yes, what is it now? I have a few questions, Mr. Von Karma. About a certain fact you've been keeping from us. Really? You mean to call the methods of an official sanctioned investigation into question yet again? I'm warning you, if you obstruct the police in their work any further, there will be consequences.
Objection!
It's not the police I have an issue with, Mr. Von Karma. It's you! What? Isn't it on the prosecution to work out who the real culprit of the crime is? What crime is there? What foolishness is this? I have no intention of debating what the prosecution's role is or is not with the likes of you. Let me make one thing clear. My job is to identify suspects and ensure that every last one of them is convicted at all costs. Believe me when I say I leave absolutely no room for doubt when I present my perfect, unassailable cases.
Objection!
And how far would you go for your perfect cases? Would you create facts out of whole cloth, perhaps? And I thought you had outdone yourself already. But but now you intend to accuse me of fabricating evidence? I do. Because it is why you've done nothing but hinder Detective Bath from doing his job at every turn. What are you talking about? You didn't shut him out of the investigation because you wanted to keep an eye. You wanted him to keep an eye on us. You did this. You didn't shut him out of the investigation because you wanted him to keep an eye on us. You did it to stop him from finding out that you don't have the body. What? He doesn't have the body?
Objection!
Ridiculous. You're clutching at straws. I will tolerate no more of your preposterous slander. Then allow us to examine it. Prove me wrong, if you can. I'm afraid you'll have to try a little harder than that. I am under no obligation whatsoever to prove your baseless accusations one way or another. And what's the cheat? Is it still the mystery of the moving body? Yes, it is.
Objection!
As you must have seen for yourself, a piece of bloody chocolate is missing from the scene of the crime. Why did it disappear? And where did it go? What does it matter? Some blood went missing from the chest where the body was found. So what? So what indeed? That's precisely my question. The body was still at the scene when the police got here. Removing the blood would accomplish nothing. However, let's suppose for a moment that the body was not. If someone had wanted to erase any trace of what had happened in that room, then it all makes perfect sense.
Objection.
What is this petty obsession with the bloodstain? But since it's so important to you, why don't you tell me where you believe it went? Of course, after all, evidence is everything, as you never tire of telling us. I believe this should back up my theory quite nicely. Why do I feel I have to present something? Damn it. What evidence do I have that shows that the Pangora's room went?
Take that.
Oh, right, yeah. Traces of the victim's blood were found in the fountain, along with traces of the chocolate from Mr. Tangoria's room. I believe the missing piece of the blood-stained chocolate was dumped into the stream that flows to the fountain, which strongly points towards one certain fact. Someone purposely disposed of the blood after the body had been removed from the chest. Mr. Von Karma, where did you find the body? You didn't find it, did you? Answer me! Nope. Where did you get your hands on that kind of evidence? You have neither the authority nor the means to carry out that kind of analysis on the fountain water. Oh, I do. You odd! You've been a thorn on my side from the moment you were assigned. Well, no longer. As of now, you are officially off the case. That's barely on in the first place. Mr. Von Karma, you still haven't answered my question. Where will you admit it? Where did you will you confirm that no body was ever recovered? It's really quite the claim, you know. And one for which you'll never find any proof of, I'm afraid. Must I do to get an answer out of him? Out of your mind, I have given you quite enough of my precious time already. I look forward to destroying you in court, Gregory Edgeworth. Your precious logic and theories won't save you then. Nothing will. Mark my words, Mr. Von Karma. Your methods will be your undoing. No matter how you try to hide the truth, I will bring it all to light in the end. Forgive me, Detective. I didn't mean to put you in a difficult position. Don't sweat it. It was always going to end like this. Sorry, it was always going to end this way. Honestly, nobody ever sidelined me the way he did before. First time for everything, huh? You know, I think you might be right about the body being missing. I am, and I'll prove it in court. Well, if there's anything I can do to help, just say the word. Since, you know, I'm off the case now. That's very kind. I'm sorry to keep asking favors of you, Detective Bad. But there is one more thing. Hey, what are you guys whispering about? Oh, let me in on the secret. Alright, Eddie. Detective and I were just arranging a little insurance for the trial. I think we have enough to see Mrs. Tangora's acquittal. But I prefer to have an ace in the hole, just in case. And what is it? You'll find out in the courtroom. Wait, what? You're letting me join you? Of course I am. You are my assistant after all. Ha! I'll be more than not by next year. I'll be a full-fledged attorney, you know. We can take on Mr. Von Karma together. Indeed. So I'm hoping we've had free Mr. Tangora by then. Bit of verb against Mr. Von Karma. I guess we can't rule out the possibility that this might take some time. Right. We'll do everything we can in the meantime. I know you can be Mr. Morikawa, Z. I believe in you. I don't want Mr. Kankura to remain in prison for a crime he didn't commit. He won't. I'll expose Mr. Morikawa's lies if it's the last thing I do. And that, I think we'll end it there. I'm pretty sure that's us now no longer being Gregory. I think we're now just Edgeworth. Okay, then in the butt. Yep. Alright. I'll wrap things up here. So hope you guys this week. We'll be back on this tomorrow. Hopefully we'll finish Turnabout Legacy. Move into the 4th episode. But we'll see. So with that being said, hope you guys this week. I'll see you next time. Bye.